Hello, mates. I'm Simon Miller. This is Discuss TNA IMPACT Wrestling. Banger of a cast, mates. Party on, dudes. Wow, very cool. Thanks to the new pro wrestling draw, Simon Miller, who forgot to mention we're available everywhere. And I don't know why he stole the ending from Bill and Ted, but nobody's perfect. I'm JaySin, here like always with the Horror King Gary. And, remember to scream this week. Gary, who once again is probably very happy because his Eagles just don't stop winning. And I don't even want to talk about that this week because my Giants are a pathetic joke. And we got some good stuff here. I'm going to get back to Simon in a minute or two. I think this is going to be a really good podcast and a possibly very hated one, but I'm good either way. First, we have some quick good news. I literally just posted this on our pro wrestling group. We also have a Discuss Pro Wrestling Facebook group, which you should check out. We got some followers on there. And is TNA the best home for CM Punk? Posted by Justin Barrasso from Sports Illustrated just a little while ago. So that's very interesting. And the fact that they're getting that coverage is cool and kind of goes against everything I'm about to say. But, and what else do you have there, Gary? What happened today? I think we have more good news. Birthday?
Oh, yeah. The Walking Weapons wife, Jade Chung, turns 39 today. I don't know if from her perspective that's really a good thing. I don't know, but happy birthday, Jade.
Better than 40.
Yeah, it's
better than 40. Yeah. Also,
or better than 53.
Yeah, well, I don't want to think about that, but okay. So wait, hang on. I'm going to get back to Simon, but first, I noticed TNA IW, which is another Impact fan podcast, was promoting Gravitas movies. And this comes after the same people were bashing Gravitas movies after we were promoting them. And, well, now it's just more followers following. And I don't blame them. If you're going to steal from the best. They have around 500 subscribers. We have around 150. We do better than pretty much anyone when it comes to reviews outside of, I think we're very close to TNI, who have like thousands of subscribers, and VQ, even VQ, man. Check out his numbers for his reviews. And I'm not talking like news, I'm talking reviews. VQ is smart enough to know that not a lot of people listen to reviews. So, I like we're not doing reviews. We're doing a whole goddamn podcast here, so it's different. But yeah, all of you, whatever. I mean, hey, that's cool. Kind of, I think I bashed him a little on Twitter today, but it's cool, promote Gravitas, promote Impact stuff, like try to help them out. Like if you're actual fans and talk about real stuff, be real, which I'm going to get to right now. So let me set this up. Simon Miller replied to a tweet of mine before Turning Point after I said he did a fluff interview with Scott. I get that's his thing, but he was talking about Impact growing according to metrics. And I swear to God, half the goddamn interview, anyone could check it out. It's on What Culture Wrestling. I mean, Simon's great. I love the character. Great character. He was good in the ring, and I'm pretty sure as of this moment, I called him the draw before because he has the most. His segment was the most watched at Turning Point by far at last time I checked. So
yeah, that's what I saw too. It was like somewhere near 60,000 views, wasn't it?
I think you were like, "Wow, is this real or something?" Yeah, he was at like 65,000 last time, like early, like yesterday, wow. Whenever it was, the day of that pay-per-view, and like there was others at like 10, like the Virtuoses. I forget whatever the match that was, but whatever. So okay, so I write Scott D'Amore book Simon Miller, and he does a fluff interview. That's how it works. Nonstop talk about Scott growing the company. Yet nothing about how ratings are consistently at an all-time low. Simon responds, Think you need to watch my other interviews, dude. They're all fluff, to use your word. I like sitting down and talking about positive stuff. If you don't like it, no problem. But I've literally done this with everyone I've chatted to. I thought that was fair, and I responded, I watch most of your stuff. I love the ups and downs. But ignoring consistently, historically low ratings while talking about the amazing job he's doing growing the promotions while discussing metrics is pushing a false narrative. I understand you're a positive figure, though. Simon comes back. I've literally never talked about ratings. Not going to start for cheap heat in an interview. Other publications do that. I advise you watch those instead. So just really quick before I get to my next one. Why is he talking about any kind of metrics if he's not talking about ratings? Why is he talking about ticket sales? Doesn't make sense. So I wrote, but why? Okay, But you were talking about metrics, and isn't ratings a metric? Tickets and ratings. I don't think it's cheap heat to mention ratings aren't very good compared to ticket sales. More of an interesting question. And I really think it is, you know what I mean? Like, make it kind of real. Like, hey, you guys are selling tickets, but, what's going on with the, ratings?
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, am I too much of a dick there, Gary, or?
no, I mean, it's good to, think outside the box with it all, because we don't really know what they get with the, like, I'm sure some, you're able to still record it, like, kind of like a DVR kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And we don't really know the final numbers or any of that stuff on, how much actual amount that is being seen each week.
Sorry, just really quick. I read a while back they did great with DVR. But that was that was like over a year ago, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah,
we have to. I feel like we have to go by what we see, but like you're saying, like, we're getting ratings now from like just totally random people, like people that you've never heard of. That's who Fightful quoted today with the ratings.
Well, and two, like, I get Philo right now, and like I can save that recording, and like it goes into this what's called I believe it's called the cloud.
Jesus, Gary, Philo. No one needs to hear about your weird sex toys. Can we get back to wrestling?
Yeah, but it's basically saved to your drive, and like,
yes.
I mean, I guess once it's watched, it figures into the amount, but like, I think the landscape's a lot different with DVR ratings because of the way streaming is kind of taken over everything.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, I'm gonna have to jump around here because this does fit perfectly right now with maybe a spot is going to open up after the NWA decided to air a segment with, I forget who it was, doing cocaine in the goddamn James Mitchell doing cocaine on, like, this is right after they signed the deal with the CW. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm too hard on Scott, and maybe everyone in the wrestling world beneath Vince and maybe even Tony Little are just goddamn morons. I mean, first of all, I mean, I can't even, give me a second. Okay, I'm more of a pothead, so like I really don't get it. But Jesus, how stupid is that? Like, am I missing anything, or is that like one of the dumbest things ever? You mentioned Dixie, the email, how that got her in trouble, and this is so much worse, and he's gonna get so much less than Dixie got again because he's a man in a pro wrestling world.
Well, too, with the status quo of the way the world is right now, like marijuana and everything being legal, so I mean, he might end up landing on his feet big time over this. It might actually draw a lot of people to NWO as opposed to turning them away. Maybe not being on CW, but maybe he'll get a bigger deal out of it.
I mean, I don't know. I think you can get away with marijuana, but like cocaine is just like, it's like on another, it's like crack. It's on another level. Like, I feel like it just shouldn't be ever be mentioned. Like, even like for kids to see. I mean, I don't know about you, but like where I live, weed is legal now. In a lot of places, weed is legal now. I don't know. I'm pretty sure cocaine is not legal anywhere. Like, and it's never going to be because, weed just makes you chill and cocaine can kill you and whatever else. But I'm not getting into all that. I just think it's absolutely insane. And like we were talking, again, I think I was putting like over, I was kind of like putting over Billy, like, because, he did a good job with that all. And look what he does in like a week or whatever. So,
well, yeah, I think it's a risque thing to do by Billy, but I don't know. Like, what was he saying not too long ago? Like, people don't even know how much money I have.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he did.
Like, he goes,
and I love that. I mean, I thought that was so badass because he really does. He owns every one of his songs, and I listened to an interview he does, and he was like, you know what? He's like, you know what I make for when they play my song on Monday Night Football or like whatever, and he's like, I own these songs. He's like, he's like, check around. He's like, there's not many artists in the history of music that own their own music. I think Michael Jackson didn't he like own everyone's music? Wasn't that like a thing? But whatever.
Yeah, he owned the library for the Beatles.
Yeah,
that kind of caused friction between him and John, not John Lennon.
But I mean, the library for the Beatles. Like, imagine how much money they made off that. Like, whatever. Kind of lost where I was here, but okay. I just don't like how. Okay, so then Simon made a video an ups and downs video, which I mean, it was like the most obvious thing ever, where he mostly loved absolutely everything because Impact was so nice to him, and he even said that during the thing, like, like he was there, and I guess like I don't know, like how could you bash anything when you're literally there? Like I get that, but it's also like, how can you take that seriously compared to like his other videos? And I know he's not a journalist; he's more of like a fun guy. But okay, fine, then shut the hell up about tickets and stuff like that, and stick to Scott.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Team Canada and Dance for Me, whatever, and how great you are, and how we're both draws. But I guess this was before, so he didn't know that. Also, Scott didn't even know. This is what Scott lives in, a bubble inside of a goddamn bubble, because I watched this interview and I should have said this to Simon. Scott said he didn't know Simon was a pro wrestler. Fact. This dude has been wrestling for like years, maybe
Oh,
I don't know, 5 years at least. I
yeah.
think he was. I think he was part of WCPW. What Culture? Remember when they had their own goddamn wrestling promotion for a little?
Yeah, but I mean, when you look at him, you could totally tell he had some kind
Oh
of
yeah.
ties. He's like the size of Johnny Stromboli
Oh yeah.
back
Well,
in the day. You know what I mean? Like he's
yeah. And I got to say nice things about the guy, because he, like I said, he was the biggest goddamn draw on YouTube. He did a very good job. I mean, he got heat. He's a good character. I wouldn't mind seeing him back. I'm just talking about the stupid business part, and that probably shouldn't affect him. But whatever. I mean, he did a hell of a job during the goddamn show, talking about the show. I mean, it's great that Impact is getting stuff from him, but I don't know. I guess I'm looking into it much, and I should just be happy that Impact is getting stuff from What Culture and whatever.
He'd also be kind of cool on commentary as the third man, like kind of like a Jesse Ventura, kind of a bit of a know-it-all or whatever.
I think I mean? And like, I think he could be a great second guy on commentary. Get rid of the dramaless king.
Oh, definitely.
Dramaless. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Also, okay, so I don't know if I said this already. Simon made a joke about kind of like, I didn't get it exactly right, but kind of being more famous than people in the back during the show, or like making more money off YouTube. But was it a joke when you see that he was the most watched goddamn part of Turning Point on YouTube? Now, I was thinking maybe that has something to do with YouTube, like, but I don't think he's like linking people, like, hey, check out, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that wouldn't be cheating, but like I don't think like him being a YouTube guy connects to YouTube views. I think the people were just interested in him.
Well, I did some looking around on him. Like he does like a massive amount of content like on a daily basis. Like
oh yeah, guy's nuts. Yeah.
And I think that's relevant. That's super relevant to YouTube, because like you get your name out there, and like I mean he loves the sport of professional wrestling, so why not? Around?
Yeah, the guy's a machine, and he did mention. I watched the Ups and Downs, which check it out. I mean, it's again, like I love the character Simon Miller. I just didn't like that he did the interview and he was talking about metrics and stuff, and like I don't know, if you're gonna do that, like throw in a little bit. I don't see actual journalistic questions, but that's just not a thing in wrestling, I guess, because nobody wants to hear about that. So, speaking of ratings, before that. So, PWI did a thing. I think it was PWI, right, about how they're selling tickets and all, and the morale is high. I mean, I think the morale is high because there's like 12 people left, and most of them shouldn't be on television, like Tommy Dreamer and a bunch of his friends and whoever else. So sure, I'd be happy too if I was one of those people. But the tickets have been selling very nicely, so that's a very good thing. Now here's a question for Gary: are they using smaller arenas or something?
I definitely think on the UK tour that we just seen, by far these were, I don't know, maybe 400 or 500 seat venues, and they could fill them really good. And
exactly. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. I think it's better. Just
no. Oh yeah, they definitely, at least in the UK, we used a lot smaller venue. But my only complaint was this past week, when we were shooting like camera angles and whatnot. I felt like the ring action was like magnified way too close. You were missing a lot of, like the exterior of the match, kind of like.
Now, are you talking about the episode or the
Turning Point? Episode?
Okay.
The episode. I thought Turning Point, the camera angles were severely better.
Okay. See, I get these are those weeks where I get mixed up. Hate when this happens. When there's a show on, and again, I really don't like how they have these shows on Thursday and then Friday, and I don't know. I would love.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'd like to see that change in the future if they can. I mean, I know it sucks going against the NFL, but I don't know. Maybe do it in the morning or afternoon or something.
Or even maybe space it out an additional day, like Saturday, or something like where Bing and Bing,
Well, I think they have to. I think they had Crown Jewel this weekend, right? So.
Yeah.
And then you got Collision on Saturday night. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of wrestling that they have to worry about. So, hang on. Let me see if we got any more notes before we get to the... Oh, yeah. So, that's all good. But back to ratings. We finally got them this week again. The November 2nd episode drew 77,000 viewers, the same as the October 19th episode. Demo, the same dead... lowest it can possibly be, 0.001 or whatever, 01. The October 26th episode was the Bound for Glory recap for God knows why, and it did not chart, which means it probably got less than 77,000. And I'm really worried that they're going to have like 50,000 or 30,000 people during the holidays and heading into TNA. Am I worrying too much there, or?
Well, maybe a tad, but not too much though, because like my thing is right now, a lot of things are going on. Like, I believe, didn't they start isn't the World Series like on later in the month now, like in the year, like than it used to be? Like, I think they jumped it back a couple of weeks.
We did just speak.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's just that we're kind of going against. I don't know. I mean, you're going to get that with anything, for viewership. You're going to go against any sporting event, but I would think about maybe moving the nights. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a non AEW or maybe
they're on that anymore. That's the problem.
Oh, there isn't any.
They're on every guy. You know what I mean? They're on like every night of the week. These bastards. Like, you can't get away from it.
But maybe why not bump it up? Maybe from 7 to 9, or
or try to schedule around WWE shows. That's probably not possible. They have their own schedule and all. So whatever. Ratings are terrible, and I'm worried, and that's all. It freaks me out. And before we get to the review, got to mention my boy Robles, who we did some staples the other night for Impact. You can find those at the Pro Wrestling Group on Facebook. I'm not going to pull them up right now, but I love the idea. I talk to this dude all the time. He has so many goddamn ideas. Some are a little crazy, but like we both love the idea of just having a group of like maybe masked men. And we've talked about this before. You don't have to unmask the goddamn guys for months. You know what I mean? It's like an ongoing thing. It's, who's it going to be next week? Or even just stables. How about like Kenny King? He's never doing anything interesting, along with I'm sorry, Kenny King.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry. I got. Rich Swann hasn't done an interesting thing in years. Put him in a goddamn stable with someone.
Well, I know I go back to a lot of times about the aces and eights, but I mean, when you look back at some of the more intriguing moments in Impact history, stuff like that, like the revealing of
people make fun of it, but it was huge.
Yeah, and it felt special. Like you didn't know when they'd show up, and then they had the arena, basically hostage, and they said, "Did you lock us out, or did
that was great. Yeah, that was like from the movie. That was like from blanket on the movie. Now you can't get out.
Yeah, and it's totally cool the way they booked that, even though it made the payoff was less than stellar for a lot of people, but it give people like Wes Briscoe a chance to shine. It give Bischoff's son a chance to, and he was, I don't know, I never thought he was a horrible wrestler. I just thought he's kind of vanilla. He's not very good on the mic or anything like that. Yeah. But I mean, it made for some of the best weekly episodic TV in Impact history in my eyes.
Yeah, and even if it didn't end great, which I think most people would agree it didn't end great, it was still cool as hell at the time. You know what I mean? It's like, what do they say? It's not the journey. It's not the destination. It's the journey. Like one of those things,
yeah, and it had a cool theme, a theme song, and I got to the point where I knew a lot of knew the lyrics, and
Oh yeah, I'm
that's
sure
what
a lot of people did. Yeah, I mean it was, and we
memorable.
didn't, and again we didn't even know the people, and when we and like.
No,
And we didn't even like a bunch of them when they started unmasking. I think it was like Garrett Bischoff or something. But whatever.
yeah,
Let's get to Turning Point 2023, which I don't even think we mentioned. I thought it was a better show than I was expecting. I don't think there was a bad match on the show. And I think the last two matches were fantastic. I can't say enough about this goddamn Osprey, who it really sounds like he's going to WWE. So I don't want Impact fans to be thinking, because there's a lot of shit out there like, oh, he might be going to TNA because of this, and he can keep doing Japan dates.
well,
I don't think he wants
there's
that, man. If he wanted Japan dates, he'd stay in Japan. Then he could have worked with TNA.
well, they said there's a really strong rumor that if WWE gets their hooks on him, they want to make him they want to make him the WWE UK kind of like the standout champion. You know what I mean? Like
it would be smart, and he'd probably. I mean, it's a good selling point. So I'm just got 4 stars from Jeremy at 411. Not sure what my boy He-Man Shoe was this week. He gave it a 7.5 overall. Oh, I would actually go a little higher. Maybe a solid 8.
Oh, with Osprey and Eddie?
No, I'm saying the whole show.
Oh, the whole show. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely put it about an 8 or an 8.1. It was definitely better than the weekly TV show by far.
Yeah. I mean, again, Osprey is just fucking out of this world, and Eddie looked great too against him. You know what I mean? Like, Eddie's fantastic. I think people forget how goddamn good Eddie is, that he was a former GWC world champion, or all that. Sure, he's got like half an eyeball, and I'm sure that slows. And he's got like half an eyeball. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that slows him down. Yeah. But he can still hang with Will fucking Osprey of all people. So awesome job to Eddie.
I think if there was anything I could have changed about it, maybe is like I said, that the pre-show, I'm not big on 2 matches to kick off the the night, because if you're a random person first watching Impact or whatever, you're just kind of curious. They don't recap, anything. They just go right into the action.
Yeah, like you have no idea. Like you have no idea, like why Grado is a new thing. I mean, like he's in, like, everyone's gonna give him a big pop there, but no one knows why. Like, he's with Rhino. No one knows why. Like,
yeah, well,
actually, I'm sorry. They do know why. They knew why, but we didn't know why.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's the North Wrestling Championship match? I think you said Leon Slater was the champion of that. And he defeated Mark Haskins, who we've seen before. But, like, these are all UK guys. None of them are Impact guys except Rhino, and then Slater, who got signed during the weekend, I think.
Well, I don't know if Mark Haskins is available, but I'd definitely bring him in.
He's a good wrestler.
And even more so, I'd like to see his wife on TV.
Who's that?
Oh, Mark Ballet.
Is her name Vicky?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't know. I randomly pulled that out of. So so we had those opening matches. I'll be honest, I didn't watch. Grado, I would like to go back and check out his pop. And I do like Leon Slater, so I'm going to check that one out at some point. But I watched the opening of the show with EY and Josh Alexander versus Subculture. And did I miss something on the previous episode where, like, when did EY and Josh become friends or teammates?
I think that was a lot of randomness there. I don't know. Maybe they were trying to go for I guess because they were in the UK, maybe.
So I didn't miss anything. They just kind of teamed up to.
I'm not sure if there was a backstage thing from the, leading up to the turning point. I can't remember if there was an exchange like, oh, I'll be your partner this week, or, on the tour. I kind of maybe missed that.
We were talking last week about EY. Like, is he a face or is he a heel? But I mean, I guess he's clearly a face now with Josh.
But a bit of an update on that Grado and Rhino match. We didn't have last podcast. We didn't have their opponents, and it was Ryan Richards and Mike D. Vecchio. So,
well, those are great names. I'm never going to remember again unless we go back to the UK or something. But I love this. I love this team. I love this match, and I love the idea that Josh and EY will be a team. I hope it's a thing. First off, if it's not a thing, then have them lose to Subculture. Put over Subculture, even if they're not coming back home. And then, have some bullshit, and then have Josh and EY feud. But that didn't happen, so I think that they're going to have EY and Josh as a tag team, which would be an amazing new tag team, and it gets Josh out of the main event, which he's been in forever, and I think he needs a break, and I've talked about that, and it would be really nice. Him and EY is a fun team that people fucking love.
I didn't know if you noticed Tom Hannafan brought up the fact that Josh Alexander's been dealing with tricep injury once again. I think they're kind of playing that up further. Good. I think that's kind of proving that they're trying to sell Josh as probably like maybe 80%.
Yeah. And that's why he's not in the main event.
Yeah, and I like that because it gives the other wrestlers that, maybe haven't been up for, the top prize in the company a chance to shine.
Yeah, I was actually wrong here. So, oh no, forget it. I'm reading the 411 thing. So Slater got signed after his match with Kazarian on Impact.
Yeah, and they showed a video package. Okay. I'm not sure if it was the Go Home show. I want to say it was the Go Home show.
Yeah, it was.
They showed it on. Yeah.
Gotta say, and I've said a lot about Giselle. Some good, some bad, some more bad about her boyfriend, Scott. And but I think I'm fair when it comes to her matches. I've said when she's gotten a lot better, she can hang with some of the top knockouts. But I didn't think this was good. I think this was the worst match of the night, her versus Alex Windsor. And maybe I can blame Alex Windsor for that. I honestly don't know.
I definitely think it was by far the weakest match of the night, but I don't know. I don't know what it was about it, but she was over and
Giselle? Well, she's from the UK.
Okay, well, she was over big time. Like the crowd were like really, cheering for her.
I don't know if people realize because I didn't know. Like I thought she came
I didn't
just Scott and PCW, but yeah, she was like a champion in the UK for like 2 years before all that. So
that would explain a lot, Jay.
But then I feel like she came to like Impact and was like, I don't know, she looked very new. So I don't know, maybe it's like just being on TV and all, whatever. But she's done a hell of a job. This was not a good match, and maybe put this. This would have been bad for the pre-show also. Whatever, I would have taken this match off and put on. What the hell was Deanna?
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe put it as a digital exclusive or something like that. Something that.
Yeah. I think the Simon Miller match would have been perfect for the pre-show. Like you want to get people to buy the show because first he starts off with a promo. You know what I mean? He gets a promo. Yeah, definitely. I forget it was it was in the back or whatever. Like so that was cool. I love fucking promo guys. I love promos even on pay-per-views. I think they're needed. Like, and it got me more into that match. And
you're gonna get the UK pop just because you got Joe Hendry that is Scottish, I believe.
Or maybe have Miller and Hendry just do a thing on the pre-show, Not wrestle, but like, do the music thing and like somebody breaks them up and then it's like, oh, watch Simon Miller and Joe Hendry on the main show tonight. But whatever, let me jump to that match because I thought it was interesting. I liked the what was it? The song with Hendry again. I'm like, this guy's good with these goddamn songs and the picture that that terrible picture of Simon Miller.
Yeah, like he plasters them over.
And Simon plays a great like asshole that like is bested. You know what I mean? And like he's like a dick, but he's respectful. And again, if anyone missed it, I'm sure you did. On the ups and downs, he said he would. He said he's not done with Joe Hendry.
Well, and he's very good at for not really having a lot of opportunities to kind of go off on like a interview or like he's very good at like promoting himself.
Oh yeah,
and
incredible.
That's what we.
Yeah, incredible. Problem with people like that is I don't know if they would promote like a company as much as they promote themselves because they're smart and they know that they're always going to have themselves. Yeah. They might not always have the company. But I also love, did you notice the 5 moves of Doom? He was doing the Cena moves at the end of the match.
I must have missed that one. No,
yeah, it was right before the ending. It was right before the ending, and then Hendry hit his finisher to win the match. So
I totally missed that.
Yeah. Oh, so Mike D and oh, that's right. Okay, so is Mike D part of the roster now? Because we know Harley Hudson won gut check, but again, thanks to 411 here, I just saw Mike D won. So I guess they had a men and women's winner.
Oh, I didn't see the men. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I didn't see that either. Unless Jeremy from 411 is wrong, you can blame him.
Is it possible too? They might be a couple, and they kind of just did a couple signing.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I thought they did men and women's, to be honest with you, but I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You would know better, or let us know, fans.
Yeah, they definitely do, but Impact's famous for having the power couples, you know, in and out the roster.
Oh, yeah. And then we got another really good match in Swinger. Those words will not come in the same sentence. Then we got a really good match with Rich Swann and Trey Miguel. And I don't know. Rich Swann got the win, but it's like, we know it's not going anywhere. Why not just give Trey the win? They have nothing for Rich Swann. They never have. They never will again.
Well, I kind of was surprised that Trey lost, only because, like, Rich has been kind of like, you know, he's been on the losing streak for the longest time. And you just had Trey, one half of the Rascals, just lose the title to ABC, and now you're having them kind of free fall a little more. I mean, I know it's on a UK tour. I don't know. Maybe Rich is over big time in the UK. I have no idea. And
I think
it seemed like to me.
I think it's simply lazy booking, where it's like, Rich hasn't got a win in a while, so let's give him a win.
It could be that, but a lot of, like, I've noticed on this like mini pay-per-view or, you know, live special, I noticed a lot of the booking was kind of like catering to the more popular talent on the.
That could be kind of the opposite of what WWE does, like when they bury people like in their hometown. So Danny Luna versus Jordan was next, and good God, do I love Danny Luna. I mean, I've spoken enough about Jordan. I think Jordan is the best in the world, if not one of. I mean, in terms of like everything, in terms of like her look and everything, and Danny Luna, holy shit, I cannot believe how strong she is. I thought she was like this tiny little girl.
Yeah, I know. I seen her stand next to Jordan, and I'm like, what? I mean, Jordan's quite a bit more muscular. I mean, the solid factor, I'm like, my God, she's like every bit as, you know, stout as Jordan Grace. And I'm like, my God, if there's any one woman that I could see Jordan Grace getting straight up pinned by, would be a Danny Luna. And I just really super impressed with her coming out.
I mean, suplexing Jordan, and like it was crazy seeing some of this shit that was happening. Oh God! They found me. I'm out of. Oof. Okay, we're good.
Holler if you hear Jay.
Oof, we're good. What were we doing?
Jordan Grace and Danny Luna. When she picked up the victory, though, I didn't know if you noticed she had like a really hard time picking her up. Like, she didn't compensate for how solid she is.
Jordan?
Yeah, and like when she had her finisher, it was like, it looked like she could have ripped something just, you know, lifting her, because like
it just with that. Wow. Also, it's Jordan. I mean, that shouldn't happen. She's like the most powerful human being in the universe.
Yeah.
Not really. That's not. I mean, that's a bit of an overstatement, but like she's serious. Like, you know what I mean? She does the weightlifting and all. She's like, she can seriously lift like anything.
Well, it makes me wonder too. Maybe like maybe not a lot of the wrestlers, but maybe Jordan was jet lagged a little bit too.
Yeah, could have been all kinds of things. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of things like that. Maybe she's nursing.
As much as I love Jordan, I do worry about that finisher sometimes. I feel like she can kill somebody with that thing. Well, I'm pretty sure she's. But I gotta
or whatever.
Gotta add, has never hurt anyone. So.
No, definitely, she's very good at protecting the opponent.
Yeah. Sorry, just scrolling through, and I forgot how he called him Mr. Clean. That also made me laugh because I also look like Mr. Clean sometimes, and that was the Simon Miller thing. And then we get Sabin and Kazarian versus Moose and Myers. Now,
and this all came out because we had learned that what's his name? Our champion, I can't think of it. Alex Shelley
Yeah, pretty
held
sad.
Shelley.
I couldn't think of it either, to be honest with you. That's why I didn't mention it before.
Well,
We couldn't
and
remember our goddamn champion. That's how boring the dude is.
Well, and I guess he went online and he was severely sorry that he couldn't make it. But I'm like, dude, you're Alex Shelley. You don't have to. You don't have to explain.
He was injured, right?
Yeah, you don't have to explain to us. I mean,
well, it's cool.
The stuff you do. You know what I mean?
It's cool though when they do. I mean, especially for UK fans, I'm sure they like to see the champ. And I joke when I, bash him a little, but I just feel like Moose should be a champion. Like I feel like he's on a different level than Shelley, and I don't blame Shelley. I blame Impact booking for having him as a tag team guy half the time he's champion. You know what I mean?
I definitely think that's the direction they're going to be going with and putting the belt back on Moose.
Well, I thought so too, but then why is he winning here with Myers? This team has to break up, and they need reasons to break up, and I'm not seeing any. And I love Brian Myers. Talk about him all the time. Love the dude. But I don't like this team. I liked it for like 5 minutes because neither one was really doing anything. But like you're right, I feel like they're gonna put Moose in the main event at some point. He has the ding, right? He has the cash in.
Oh yeah, and then they made the point that Brian Myers holds, I guess, the record for most eliminations. What was it, the Gauntlet? The week or two before when they had the Gauntlet. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But that's even worse because it's like Myers isn't doing anything wrong where it's gonna like fuck with this team. I don't know. I know it's a stupid thing, but I want this team to end so Moose can do his own thing. And I think the both of them might be better on their own, even though they're great as a tag team. Like they're funny, you know what I mean? They're good wrestlers, and especially if we're getting Josh and EY as a tag team, like this is one tag team that could be dropped and Moose has to jump to the main event, and then you stick Myers in the
well, did you see?
Stick him in a DMC. Who's the champ right now? I don't even know what you said. Oh God, Dreamer.
Yeah. Well, we've been trying to ignore that, but I don't know if you noticed. There's a report of how happy Brian Myers is. He's never been so happy as he has been in Impact.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I was talking about before. I don't mean it like in a too dickish of a way, but like. It's Brian Myers and people like that. Like, of course they're going to be happy when they're getting pushed like they've never been before, and they have freedom and they have all this other stuff. But you know what I mean? Like, but I just wish they were like, but also I wish it was on more people were watching. Like, just throw that in.
But he was totally like really stoked about the UK tour. He goes like, nothing has really meant more to me than this time around. And I don't know, maybe he's just kind of like reflecting on. Like maybe he hadn't really been given, kind of like the more like they've kind of built him up to be like the upper tier, and he's never really been booked that way.
Right, you know what Impact just posted, or yesterday? Sorry,
with
the fate of aces and eights on the line, full match.
Oh, really?
Pretty funny timing there. I'm just checking the. Okay, ready? Will Ospreay versus Eddie Edwards, 20,000 views as of this moment. Gail Kim drops Deonna Purrazzo. Spoiler for the next match we're going to talk about. 62,000 views. The most professional wrestling virtuosos or subculture. What the fuck is that name?
What's that?
What the hell is the most professional wrestling virtuosos? Is that Impact?
I believe that was the go home show. I believe. Okay. I think they had them in a 3-on-3 matchup. I believe, Jay.
Okay, so TNA's newest signing, Leon Slater versus Mark, whatever his name is, 11,000 views. Grado, 13,000 views. Full Turning Point highlights, 20,000 views. And Joe Hendry, Simon Miller, 78,000 views.
So basically, there hasn't been really like a lot of demand for going back and recapping a lot that went down other than like
it looks like people are interested in Gail Kim and Deonna and Joe Hendry.
And I think it's a no-brainer that Gail Kim will be on.
Yeah, but to be fair, they didn't put all the things on here. But I mean, the main event has 20,000 views compared to almost 80 from the Joe Hendry thing, which is pretty interesting, I think. And
geez, Jay, I think I might have used the wrong thumbnail on this week. So if we don't use it,
and another, this had two. I can't remember. Think of the last pay-per-view that had two single knockout awesome matches. I know that came out in the wrong order, but Deonna versus Trinity. This was a last chance for Deanna, which I'm really interested in because Deanna's on the Impact, is on the TNA graphics for pretty much everything next year, even though there's rumors that she's leaving. And on the other hand, Jordan supposedly just signed for like 2 years, and she's not on the graphics, which is weird, or I don't know. I'm looking too much into graphics, but I mean, this was awesome.
Yeah.
And again, Trinity, holy shit. Like, I really thought she was just like a WWE person that definitely couldn't hang with like Deanna and Jordan, but good God, she's so much better than I thought.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know. I don't. It's hard in the current landscape of Impact. It's like hard to figure out who is a selling point for. I mean, other than like you're basing it on like the YouTube clicks and whatnot, but like right now, it's really hard to tell who really is that top talent.
I mean, Trinity usually does really well on YouTube.
Yeah,
I noticed that. I mean, I don't think they
but I
actually
mean,
put her matchup. And also,
outside of,
well, I'm sorry, she did get the second most views this week because she was part of the Deanna match where Gail Kim popped in at the end. And what do you think about that? So Deanna loses again. Gail, she goes to attack Trinity, and Gail, who is the special ref, gives her eat defeat.
yeah.
Now, do you think that was a going away present, or that was a set up for a feud?
Yeah, I might be retired, but I'm not dead. That kind of thing.
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
I could see her returning. I think she's talked about how she wants to return for a match. She's done indie matches, I'm pretty sure, since then. I mean, I'm not positive with that. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, but I'm pretty sure she wants to come back to wrestling, like at least for a little bit. She's still in incredible shape, and like, why the hell not? If she can do it, especially at the beginning of this new TNA for a little.
Well, this was a tough pill for Deanna to double swallow here because not only did she lose her last chance match for the Knockouts title, but she was resubmitted again by the very talent that submitted her.
That's so shocking to me. And again, it's one thing I don't like. I don't know. Maybe it's old school. I just don't like people. I don't like stars tapping out. And she's making everyone tap out. I mean, I guess it's going to end with like Jordan. She's not going to tap Jordan out, and that's how it ends. But I don't know. Maybe she will tap Jordan out. Maybe she's going to be like Roman. Maybe she'll be all Roman Reigns, and she'll be champion for like 5 years or something.
Well, they did kind of mention something about, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Scott on TV addressing, like, Gail put her hands on Deanna.
That'd be good.
And as a referee, you cannot do that this fight.
He can do the same exact thing they did to him.
Yeah.
Like, now you're a wrestler for a few weeks.
Well, I kind of think Tom Hannafan, or maybe it was the Drama King that mentioned it. And I just thought, like, yeah, I bet you we're going to start seeing a bit of a power pull kind of thing for, like, with Gail and all that, you know, like a confrontation between her and Deanna.
Yeah. I'd be totally cool with that, and I'm hoping for it. And I really don't want to see Deanna leave. I mean, she's done kind of everything, but she's also so fantastic and beautiful. She's a beautiful lady. Woman, whatever, sorry. Lady. Kind of cool with ladies. So Ospreay did talk after the match. Talking about how, like, he put over TNA big time. So that was really cool. And I don't know. It sounds like everything I've read, I feel like he's going to WWE, and he gave like a nice little thing here, like, thank you for everything, and I'm always in TNA's corner. Instead of like, I'll be back. Instead of I'll be back, I'm always in TNA's corner.
It's just so hard. It's just so hard at this point. Will Ospreay's been everywhere, and, like, he's probably never really got that huge payday.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it'd be an old break.
And getting that WWE, I mean, like you said, I didn't even know about that WWE title, like the UK
but
WWE
I mean,
title.
How cool would it be if he were to swerve us all and stay in Impact?
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be great. I cannot say enough about this guy. Like, I thought Kenny Omega was like the god of wrestling, and then I started watching this dude, and nothing against Omega. Maybe I don't see what everyone else sees in Omega, and I totally see it in this dude.
Oh yeah, this guy is a hard hitter, very very kind of scary. When he hit Eddie to the back of the head, I don't know. I'm surprised he didn't knock his head off.
Yeah, seriously. And like, I mean, he must be like really safe too, because I've never heard of him like injuring anyone. So whatever. I think that's about all we got this week.
Yeah, I haven't got anything
Unless
else.
Gary wants to brag about his goddamn team winning
Well, I
yet
will.
again, thanks to some bullshit at the end, because stupid ass Dak Prescott doesn't know how to walk on a sideline.
Well, my thing is like we were lucky to come out with a win. We kind of we got at one point we were going to be aggressive, and like we could have ran up the score, not like to get up on 3 scores, and then we decided. I know we were deep in our own end, but I didn't understand the point of just keep running it for 3 or 4 plays. Why not try to pick that first down up, keep Dak off the field, and we
Well,
refused to do that.
you won the game, so why don't you shut your mouth and think about my misery having someone named, I think, Mike DeVito as my quarterback.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure they threw for -8 yards or something yesterday, which I don't even know how it's possible, but I'm pretty sure it happened that they threw for negative yardage.
I've been there, done that.
This is one of the biggest nightmares I've ever seen any of my teams in, and it's I'm literally writing negative news about my own teams, which is kind of funny on alldistractions.com, which I got to get in the beginning of this thing and remember to mention. But yeah, that's about it. I got to go. Sorry.
I do got a quick thing I'd like to mention though. Like to thank everybody that wished me happy birthday on Facebook. I actually got a bit of a shout out on my local radio station too.
Wow.
Yeah, they put it out there. So thanks to everyone that showed me some love on the Facebook and on the radio.
Damn, this dude is big time. I just saw a goddamn awesome Impact video fly by, and now I can't find it for some reason. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if. Okay,
maybe it's their new.
Okay, they posted Will Ospreay addresses the crowd after Turning Point, that video, but there was something else I saw. Okay, also this week, Shelley versus Gresham, Dreamer versus Crazy Steve, and Steels versus Perazo. Just saw that on the Fight Network.
Oh yeah, they had.
Oh, you can go ahead. I'm just.
Oh, just that I thought it was interesting this week. They after the Impact Go Home show it ended, they did a bunch of graphics. I hope that's something they're going forward, letting us know what's going on next week, which is very key considering you're going to be switching over soon to the New Japan Wrestling.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So maybe that's something they're doing going forward.
Definitely. But also, I mean, yeah, everyone should be following the Fight Network because they're good with these things. I mean, even on YouTube, they'll throw the matches out usually before Impact sometimes. Like today's Monday, they just threw the matches out just now. So, yeah, that's about it. And we'll be back next week.
Catch you back here next Monday.
Peace.